around it. So the next instruction says, replace the text place anchor here with an anchor called top. So I'm going to go into my presentation, and up here at the top of the page I have the text place anchor here. I'm going to type in the text top. Then my instruction says, make only the words click here a hyperlink to the anchor called top. So this text here, top, is going to become a hyperlink or an internal anchor for the page. And down here at the bottom of the page where I have the instruction that says click here to return to the top of the page, the words click here are going to be linked to this. So first thing we do is we highlight the anchor that we've made top up here, and I want to open the properties menu. I want to be able to see the properties menu for this text. So I'm going to go to the window, and instead of the insert window which we saw earlier, I'm going to open the properties window. Here is the properties window. Okay. Now I've got my top text highlighted here, and I need to make sure that my properties window is looking at the HTML properties, not the CSS properties. That's something slightly different. Okay, so the HTML properties. And you notice that here under the ID there is no ID associated to this text, which means that currently this text is not an anchor. It's not a place for a hyperlink to link. I'm going to add an anchor by changing the ID here to top. I'm now going to link the text from the bottom of the page, click here, to that ID using the link feature of the properties. So I've highlighted click here and I go to link, and this time I use the hashtag to show that I'm doing an internal link, and I type in top. It is very important that your cases, your lowercase and your uppercase, are identical. It will not recognise it if you have different lowercase and uppercase. Spelling also matters, so if you're using different words or different associations of words for your IDs and your links, and you don't check that they match identically, it will not work. This one, hashtag top, is linked to the ID for top up here. Okay, so now I can see that my link appears in blue like a hyperlink. So now I want to go onto the internet to test that that works all correctly. So I'm just going to go File and Save All. So I've saved all of my changes so far. And in order to go on the internet, I'm going to hold Command and Function and F12. It says, would I like to define a secondary browser now? Not really. Okay, just close that. Let's do that again. Okay, we'll have to define a secondary browser. It doesn't want us to. It's fine. I would prefer to use Google Chrome. I'm going to apply this. And it will not let me use Google Chrome. Let's see if it will allow me to use Safari. Google Chrome as the secondary browser. Apply. Close. There we go. So now it's working. So all I did to open it up in my internet browser is I hold the keyboard shortcut Command, Function and F12. Okay, so Command, Function and F12, and it will open in my Google Chrome browser. Okay, so to test that that it works correctly. So there's Command and F12. So if I now scroll to the bottom of my page, and if I was to click on the click here, it will reset me back up to the top of the page because this is the anchor. Okay, so that's the purpose of that. And obviously with a longer page, these are used more commonly. Okay, so I'll close that for now. Let's go back to the instructions. Next instruction is to select the most appropriate images from the ones you downloaded in step 24 and use this to replace the word ski holidays in the bottom table. Right, so I have the bottom table here, I've got ski holidays, so I want to find an image to replace that. Okay, so I'm going to minimize Dreamweaver, I'm going to open up my paper 3 files, I'm going to set these to thumbnails so I can see a little bit more clearly. Okay. So these ones here look like some kind of ski lesson is going on. This is a person on a snowboard. This is a person on a sledge. A person on a ski lift. Or a person skiing. Maybe that's the most appropriate image. I think I will go with that one. So I'm going to go with NXIMG6. Open up my Dreamweaver. Deleting where it says ski holidays over here. I'm going to pull in NXIMG6 and I'm going to drag it into that cell of the table. And there we go. I've replaced the term ski holidays with an appropriate image. Back to my instructions. It now says, to do the same thing again, so select the most appropriate image from the ones you downloaded in 24 and use this to replace the words snowboard holiday. I'm also going to do that with replacing the words learn to ski. So let's have a look. Snowboard holiday. Check which file looked the most appropriate. It's G5 for snowboard and I would say G1 for learn to ski. Okay, so G5 and learn to ski as G1. Oh, it's much bigger, that one. I might have to do some editing. I'm sure it's intentional. And then it says, and as well, make sure that each image placed in steps 35 to 37 are 160 pixels wide and maintain their aspect ratio. Okay. So let's just check in the code how big these ones are. So this one here, is 160 by 160. This one is 160 by 160. This one is not. It's 400 by 400. So I'm going to change this. Width equals 160 by 160. Okay, there we go. So I've now replaced the images with appropriate sections there. Okay. Back to my instructions again. Replace the word contact us with the image NXIMG2. So let's find contact us. Delete NXIMG2. Again, that probably needs resizing. Let's see. Resize the image to 160 pixels wide and 160 pixels high. So we select it, find it in the code. Width 160. Height 160. Okay, there we go.